How's it going, guys? Welcome to today's video. It's the middle of January now. Calving is going to be starting in a couple of weeks. We're probably around the 1st of February. We'll be expecting the first cows to calf. I think the 1st is due, maybe like the 3rd or 4th, but there'll always be a few who will come early. Now, you see my last video last week. That was actually filmed like nearly over a month ago now. We filmed that just before we went away. I never got to edit and put it up until last week. So in that video we divided up the cows according to kind of their body condition score. We mainly just pulled out some skinny cows and put them with the heifers, and pulled out some of the fatter cows to keep separate in order to better feed them, to get everybody more on target with their body condition coming into calving. So over here in C we have the heifers and the skinnies, and there's a few extras there then to fill it up. A and B then are pretty much just all normal cows who are pretty close to on target. And then down below in the 30s is the fat cows. 30 of the fattest cows that we've had on a bit of a diet for the last month. So what way did we handle their feeding to try and hit these targets? You'll notice a big difference in the silage pit here now. On this side, which is all gone, was the second cut. Over here then is the first cut, and there's a bit of third cut actually at the end on top of that there. You can see the third cut starts here where it rises up again. There's probably a tiny bit of waste there where water was kind of getting trapped. And you can see that dark line there is the top of the first cut. And it goes all the way down to about there. From here up is third cut. This stuff is the stuff that comes from the front fields. It's always a bit stemmier and drier in Tullamaine, where we took that third cut from. I don't have any test results on these, but the first cut seems to look better than the second cut, which is normal, which is what you would expect. So what we did was, the heifers and the skinny cows, the ones in C, have been getting the first cut, so we've just been eating in from the side, while the rest of the cows in A and B, they got second cut. So basically Dad's been here doing all the feeding while I was away. He was eating straight down into the second cut, this direction, and then also eating in this side into the first cut. Seems to work well. And what he's also been doing, as he's been kind of slightly overfeeding these cows, giving them a little bit too much silage. Not too much, like probably, yeah, just mainly what he's doing is not letting these cows have to finish out their silage. He would basically clear away all the silage every day, or maybe half it. He'd clear away some every day, and he would give what's left over to the fat cows below, and they would finish it out. So down here, the 30s with the fat cows, buying the silage left over above in the cubicles that we clear away, we put down here. These cows can finish it out, and then any waste can be taken away from here and put in the dung pile. So there's been very little silage waste because we're getting these guys to finish out everything. I think they're looking better. They definitely, I'd say they have lost a bit of condition. They're still in very good condition, but they've probably dropped a little bit of weight, which is good, because some of them in there were definitely too fat coming up to calving. There's probably a good bit of waste left here. We'll give it a little push in for them to pick through a bit more, and then I'll probably take away what's left. Alternative was really to get them hay or something, but we don't even have hay, so we have to go buy it. So there goes Mariana and Rolo to lime the cubicles. Plus the farmers conference is on this week, so we're going to be going to that, so probably won't get to do it this week. Maybe next week we will be, and if not, definitely the week after, we will be dividing up the cows again according to their calving date. So once we do that, then the fat cows will just be wherever they're due to calf. There will be no more of a diet for them. We will want to put our early calvers into A, late calvers over in C, and the rest in B. That'll make it easier for us to keep an eye on cows that we're walking through the cows in A more often than the cows in C. This works really well for us, rather than trying to walk through 400 cows every time you're looking to see if anybody's getting close to calving. You're only walking through 100 or so at a time, or 130. And then as cows spring up, they will move over into the the 60s and 40s cubicles over by the calving sheds, where they can again be monitored more closely till they're due to calf and then be moved out into the straw. That's the minerals dusted on the silage. If you watched my videos a while, you would have heard me talk about how we feed out silage, landing out in blocks for 3 days, enough silage for 3 days at a time, and you just push it in. This was the fastest way we used to find for feeding silage, but we actually don't do that anymore, really. Just with the new grab and the new loader, which we have, well, we'll have 2 years now in March. We find that the grab can take so much silage. There's not much of an advantage to throwing out, putting out the blocks for 3 days, because we're able to throw out silage so quickly just for 1 day. One grab of silage across 2 spans will be enough to feed the cows for the day. One grab per 2 spans. And even for this group that has heifers in it, they don't eat quite as much, so usually 1 grab per 3 spans will probably do. Which means that I can feed out all the cows in less than an hour for 1 day with that grab. It's much faster than the old system, even when we were feeding out for 3 days at a time. So it's just a little bit easier to manage the silage as well when you're only putting out enough for 1 day. Particularly spreading the minerals, easier when there's only silage there for 1 day. So that's what we've been doing with the new grab. Definitely with the smaller grab, it was more beneficial to land it in blocks, because it took that little bit longer to feed. Because you can see here, yeah, it's a fair lump of a grab. It's 8 foot wide. You can see it's the full width of the JCB itself, and like it's about 2 or 3, or yeah, 2.5, 3 foot deep. You're getting quite a lump of silage, and it's probably another couple of feet high as well. So you're getting probably a ton of silage or so in a grab. Right, so it's actually a couple of days on there now, and just restocking the Limehouse here. Was away at the Positive Farmers Conference this week, didn't make it to the Grassland Conference. Was away last week when it was originally supposed to be on, so wasn't planning on going. It got moved because of the snow, so could have went, but I have a good few things to do and I didn't want to be away all week at conferences. So in here, this is the lime shed. We got our minerals over here. We got our pallet of minerals. We got our scales so we can weigh them out. So I just threw in 1 bag there now in the corner. This door is too small to lift in the pallet all the way to the back, so we just land it down at the back and then we can push it in with the back actor to wherever we want to place it. So we don't want 1 pallet on the ground, otherwise you're bending down a lot to fill it when the bag gets empty. So I usually put 3 pallets under it. So we'll take away this one. There's one underneath the bag at the moment. We'll land it up in those 2. Get questions and comments wondering why we have a backhoe loader and not get like a telescopic or articulated loader or something like that. Every farm is different, they might have different requirements for their machinery and that, but for us the advantage you get out of different types of loaders like articulated loaders, telescopics and those, we don't have a demand for the benefits out of them compared to the benefit we get out of a backhoe loader and having the digger at the back. You'd be surprised how much we use this digger. Even for tiny little things like this on an everyday basis. And as simple as that, couple of bags in. Yeah, gotta love the digger. Okay, next job on our list is we gotta get the calving shed ready, because the cows are going to be calving soon. We need to have all the sheds ready. So we have everything cleared out. This is the where we had the silage calving shed. We also calving machine shed, but we'll get this one ready first. She's all cleared out. We just need to power wash it. We power wash it out, probably throw down some lime and throw in some bales. We won't roll them out. We can roll them out the day we need it. We need to put up the barriers at the front. Last year I put in some pallets up at the top. This side of the shed's open, that side of the shed is open. And sometimes the prevailing wind comes up and it flies through this shed and it can make it quite cold. So in order to get better shelter in here and maximize the amount of area on straw not getting wet, we put some stacks of pallets along the front, except for where we can drive in and out, and put some IBCs up on top of them. Creates a lot of shelter, keeps the wind up nice and high. And we did the same back here. So a few stacks of pallets. There's stones picked from the field here that I just leveled out, stacked up some pallets, IBCs on top, and again keeps the shelter. But last year I didn't have enough pallets or IBCs to come all the way across the full width of the back of the shed. Probably didn't have enough stone either last year, but now we picked more stones, so the pile is bigger. We got plenty more pallets that we gathered this year, and we have IBCs. We'll be able to stack them the full way across, and it'll still be open top. There'll still be plenty of ventilation, but it will create a lot more shelter in that shed and reduce the amount of straw that's needed and give more space for cows, more shelter, and definitely is nicer on those very windy nights. So I'm going to level out this stone here a little bit, so I can start putting in the pallets, and then we'll put 2 more stacks of pallets up. We might even need 3. Getting late into the evening now. You probably can't see me, can you? It's starting to get dark. It's not dark yet, it's plenty bright, but on camera it's probably very dark. Okay, it's starting to get pretty dark, so we're going to continue this in the morning, which for you is going to be in about 1 second. Good morning. Right, so we did make some progress last night with a couple more levels of pallets. I brought over a few extra, so we will have to put 3 rows. We'll put another stack here. It'll be perfect. And after bringing over the power washer, she's going to start getting this shed washed out today. Also today, there's something happening today that is quite exciting. That's going to be in the next video. But for this video, that's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed. And thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.